Okay, now I can definitely see I'm live. Okay, good evening. I hope everyone is having a relaxing evening. It's 8 o'clock. I'm on the dot because I have been up so early in the morning, and for me now it's like in the middle of the night. So okay, now I think I'm lost. I don't know what's happening. I'm live. I'm not live. Let's see. Okay, right. Let me just check. I'm definitely live. Okay, let me just check. So first off, I wanted to, yeah, okay, yeah, I have lives. Yeah, thank you. First of all, I wanted to let you know that one of you made a comment about this kind of live video and whether I would give my number for you to then call up, and people would be listening live as to my answer to the question that somebody would phone in. So what I will do is I will just pop in my mobile. Yeah, sorry, thanks, Joy. I'm just going to pop in my mobile number on the comment box, so you can call me. 783. Can't even remember my mobile phone number. Okay, so I've got that on the just pin that one. Okay, so I've put that on the comment box, and hopefully you can see that. So if you want to phone me later on after I've discussed the new changes that the Home Office is introducing this month, then we can do a live call, and I would discuss live what my answer would be to a specific question. Okay, I'm just going to share my screen. Sorry, I'm a little bit at the moment, very incoherent. So, okay, let me just, okay, Tariq, Nayet, can I just go through the changes that the Home Office has introduced so that people can actually see what that would be? I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, share screen. Where is that share screen button? Okay, here it is, share screen. Oh my goodness. Share screen, where am I? So, okay, I think this is the one. Okay, so you can see I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so the procedure at the moment, as you know, you either may book an appointment at the premium service centers in Croydon, Belfast, Cardiff, Glasgow, all of those centers, and you get your decision on the same day. Okay, or you can complete an application form and then send it to the Home Office, to the department, to where it says on the form where to send it to, and then they write to you, and you do your biometrics. And when you send your application, you also pay your immigration health surcharge. That is the current system. But since the 2nd of November, things have changed so that they're now introducing this online system. So everything would be online, okay, apart from maybe some complicated applications at the moment can't be done online. But for majority of applications, from the 2nd of November up to the, from the 2nd of November, you can now use the sorry, Tariq, let me get that later, okay? Yeah, let me get that later. Okay, so what the changes are that you need to send your application online. You need to book it online. So I've tried it this morning. So for example, I wanted to check if I could make an application as a partner of a settled person or British person. So you click on the start button, and it takes you, ask you questions, quite straightforward actually. So yes or no, you know, 3 choices, and then it reached to the bottom where it asks you, do you know if you comply with the requirements, such as have you got English language, your English language pass test, and do you comply with the financial requirement? Now, if you don't know what the financial requirement is, and you tick yes, or if you're not sure whether you comply with it, it wouldn't let you move on to the form. So you either tick yes and hope for the best, and then it takes you to the payment section where you pay your immigration health surcharge, your home office fees, okay? And then they have different centers now, and even they called themselves not home office, but they call now themselves UK Visa and Citizenship Application Service. So UK VCAS, okay? So it used to be UK Border Agency and a UKBA. And then UK Visa and Immigration, UKBI, and now it's UK Visa and Citizenship Application Service. So they have spread it across the UK. So there are, it says here, 6 core service centers offering free appointments. So it means that you can, they have 6 locations around the UK, and they will, when you submit your application, they will allocate you to that, to the center that's closest to you. Okay, so there's 66 core, and then there's 50 enhanced service centers. It's called offering charged appointments. So those 50 service centers, I think what they do is they're kind of closer to maybe where you live, but they charge for you going there. And then it says there is one. Okay, I've got questions already. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on to those questions, please. I have about 5 minutes, and then I'm finished with this introduction of the new changes. So there's one premium lunch, and then they also have things like when you submit your application online, it then offers you whether you want to buy added value services, and these are if you want to do same day appointment, walk in or out of office appointments, then you can buy the added value service that they're offering. They can also offer you document checking, okay, or interpretation. Now they're really making it easy for applicants to submit the application online and then offer these extra services that the applicants may need. So I don't know what the roles of lawyers or solicitors or immigration advisors would be, because they kind of just take those jobs out from the lawyers. I mean, we may be, you know, immigration lawyers may be a bit redundant in a couple of years once they really simplify the application. But the only thing I can say about that is because they are home office attached to the home office or partner to the home office, they don't take responsibility for the mistake that they may, you know, they might give you advice and it may be wrong, and it may be difficult for you if you get refused to then you know, go back to them and say, well, you know, how come you told me to do this? You told me that I can submit it as it is, but you know, that the home office is now rejecting it. Okay, so that's something to be wary about. So what are the applications that you can now use the new service for? So it would be for point-based system applications, which I normally don't do, but these are tier 1, tier 2, tier 4, tier 5. Okay, so all those point-based, all the tiers applications, you have to do them online now. I mean, I think you've been doing that online for many months, or for you know, since they introduced this new online application. But they also have a PBS dependent partner and child. Then you can also, so this is to do with Turkish visas that you can apply. You also need to, you can also use the new service now. You can use the, sorry, I'm just going to, hello? I'm just going, hello? Yes, can I call you back, or can you call in about 2 minutes? I'm just going to finish my live video. Is that okay? Okay, thank you so much. Okay, bye. Sorry about that. Then settlement. You can also do settlement online. So, for example, long residence, indefinite leave to remain. If you are a child, you want to apply for indefinite leave to remain. If you're a partner, HM forces. If you can, as a refugee, if you're entitled to apply for indefinite leave to remain, you can also do that. But most importantly, as well, you can do as a British citizenship by naturalization application. You can also do that online now, okay? Or if you have a child and you want them to be registered as British citizen, you can also do that. In terms of biometric residence permit, one of you asked me questions. Does that include, switching the old indefinite leave to remain sticker in your passport to a new biometric residence card? Yes, it says no time limit. Okay, application. And apply for a home office travel document. So majority, as you can see, majority of the applications you can already do that. And one thing to note, and I'll be taking questions in 2 minutes. So over the next few months, what the Home Office will do is they will withdraw the paper-based application forms that you can print and complete by hand. Okay, they will start withdrawing that, and that means you won't be able to use it, and so you'll be forced to do the application online. So that's the changes, and I think you should try and apply yourself. To start, if you are going to renew your application or apply for indefinite leave to remain or apply for British citizenship, you have to do that online now. Well, you can still do up to the 29th of November, but if you do it online, I think it is much more straightforward. But just make sure you review your answers before you actually click submit. Okay, otherwise there'll be no turning back, and they will rely on whatever answer you included in the form. Right. Okay. So now I am ready to take questions. So I'll put my phone on speakerphone so people can hear me. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so I have a question. I have a question here from Messenger, and he says, "How does my ex-girlfriend 2 years ago, who was legal here, come back to the UK and now is suddenly married? I believe she was an illegal when she was here. Should be a 10-year ban. She went back 2016, 2017, and has come back already. Must have been a fake wedding. Explain this one, please." Okay, I'll get back to you in a bit. I've got a phone call. Sorry. Oh, okay, I'll answer Tariq. Okay. Put on hold. Okay. Hello, Tariq. How are you? Okay, Tariq. You don't mind being recognized. Okay. How can I help you? You're the first caller today. Yes.
Thank you very much. I think you all gave a two question about immigration. And first question of my is one of my friends is refused a visa, but he goes biometric card now. It's the same thing. Home Office refused his application because he didn't provide his wife ID card original. So there's so many people who is refusing about because it's not some people original ID.
Yes, yes. Is this
one of these questions? And second one is my ex-wife is treaty rights here.
Yes.
In the UK, but I have
yes.
6 weeks, and then one is the missing. So is the Home Office gonna be accepted?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So. Okay, so 2 questions. I'm just going to repeat. I don't know if you can hear his questions, but I'm going to repeat his 2 questions. He said he has a friend. I think this is what I understood. He has a friend who submitted his application, and it was refused because there was no original passport of the partner. Okay, so I think the person is sponsored by his or her partner, and it was refused on the basis. The other question is that he says that this is relating to the European law. freedom of free movement. And he says that he is concerned that when he submits his application, he only has one P60 from his wife, and whether that would be sufficient for immigration, for the Home Office to grant him the visa. So the first answer to that question would be yes, the Home Office usually refuses applications if you don't provide the original passport. It's very rare that they accept photocopy, even if you have a certified photocopy by a solicitor. So an example of this, I had a client who applied for a permanent residence card, and she wanted to, she's relying on her husband because her husband had already a permanent residence card, but because he was traveling, we only provided the picture format of his passport, certified copy, plus the original. Okay, so I'm talking about the original permanent residence certificate. I don't know if you've seen one, but it's a blue certificate that says it's a certificate certifying that he has permanent residence in the UK, with his, with her husband's photograph and the details. And even that, they did not accept that she complied with the requirements because they needed the original passport. So yes, they can, they can refuse the application if you don't provide the original passport. The second answer to the question is no, it should not matter that you only supply one P60 or maybe one payslip, because the Home Office actually has, I think they have a system, or they have a permission to actually check whether or not the wife or the husband is exercising treaty rights in the UK, is working in the UK at the date of the specific event. So the one that Tariq was explaining is he is going to apply for retained rights of residence, and it means that there's a requirement that at the date of the divorce, the husband or the wife must be exercising treaty rights in the UK. And in these kind of cases, especially divorce cases, it's usually the case that the wife or the husband would not provide the documents that would assist the applicant to successfully apply for the retained rights of residence document. And the Home Office sometimes would refuse it on the basis that you haven't provided enough documents. But on appeal, so on the first, depending on the person, the caseworker looking at it, sometimes they would just, look at what you've submitted, and if they don't think that it's sufficient, they can reject it. But they have permission to actually look on the system and check with the HMRC whether or not this person at the relevant date has been working or self-employed, or whatever economic activity that person is doing at that date of divorce. And to give you an example of that is, I've had cases where the Home Office would refuse because we haven't provided documents, we provided only very flimsy 2 or 3 documents from the husband's side. And on appeal, almost always the judge would ask the Home Office, would direct the Home Office before the appeal hearing to check on the system, to check with the HMRC whether or not at the specific date this person has been exercising treaty rights. And in fact, one of my clients obtained her permanent residence card because the judge directed the Home Office to do that. Okay. And it turned out that the husband was actually, already permanent resident. So she got her permanent resident. Okay, so next question. Okay, I'll go back to this question about the ex-girlfriend who came back to the UK and suddenly married. If the person has been in the UK, has overstayed in the UK and voluntarily leaves the UK, okay, not actually deported, then she can come back to the UK. She can come back within only, I think there's only 1 year ban. Okay, after that, then anytime they can return. So I think that answers the question about the ex-girlfriend who came back here, and whether because he thought that it should be 10-year ban. It's 10-year ban if you are actually deported. If you're not deported, then It's only 1 year. Okay, I've got a call. Hello. Good evening. Oh, okay. Yes. No, please jog my memory. Oh, yes. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, yes. Darling, right? Yes. Yes, yes. Sure. No problem. Yeah. Okay. Is that what you're asking? Okay. Um, okay. I don't know if you can hear her. She's asking whether there is a chance that the domestic worker visa would be opened after Brexit. My short answer to that question would be I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not sure. But the only thing I can say is that after Brexit, um, the employers would need to apply for sponsorship license. So, and I think this applies to any employers. Okay, so it can be an employer who wants to employ a nanny, if they want to apply for, if they want to get an employee from outside the European Union, or even from I don't know, European Union, because I don't even know what's happening with Europe or Brexit yet. I mean, I know from the news today that it may happen, and I hope it won't, but it may happen. We and if you're still staying online, I don't have the specific answer to that, because I haven't seen any proposal to say that it will actually come back. But if you have a specific set of skills, so for example, there are a lot of nannies and carers, and if it turns out that there'll be a lot of people leaving the UK because they don't want to be here, and there's a skill shortage, there's a shortage of carers and so on. So it may be that those who have the specific skills may be able to apply if they can find an employer who will sponsor them. But the employer must be a registered, licensed with the Home Office. Okay, because otherwise they can't then sponsor you as an employee, and you can't get your work permit or tier 2 general visa. Okay, so I'm hoping that there would be some changes after Brexit, but we don't know at the moment because nothing is finalized yet. Okay. Yes, yes, I realized that I realized that there are many. Okay. Sure, sure. Okay. No problem. Okay, okay, darling Anne. Okay. Good night. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye bye. Okay. So, right. Sorry, I think that was. I don't think it was a specific question, but yeah, it was a question about Brexit. Okay. So, let me just. There's another question that saying I saved her from immigration 2 years ago, and she was marrying behind my back because I refused to marry her, and she's just come back, and we're all wondering how she did it. Okay. Yes. Okay. I'm not going to say your name, but somebody's asking about how can a person who overstayed in the UK and can come back. I think she probably voluntarily left when she got detained. I'm not sure if she got detained, and whether how can she come back to the UK and get married. That's when you get married to a settled person or British person, and you return to your home country, and from your home country you then make the application online. You do the application, and the sponsor can actually provide provide the the requirements, the financial requirements, and the applicant has the English language pass test, then yeah, the Home Office would process it, ignoring, sometimes they would actually look into your immigration history, but if there aren't any anything that is against the public interest, or you haven't committed crime, then almost always they let you back in. Okay, so I hope that answers the question. It doesn't matter whether you've overstayed, you've been illegal for many years, but if you go back to your country and you can show that you complied with these spouse visa requirements, then you can come back to the UK. Okay, so let me. Oh, I think I'm sharing my screen. I'm not sure actually. Just maybe made a mistake here. Okay. Right. Okay. So let me check the comments, and then I can move on. Okay. Okay. If you have any other questions, feel free to call me. Got 3 minutes. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Oh, thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Anthony. Okay, there isn't any other questions. So, yes. Okay. Yes. So that's it. Okay, so be prepared for the changes, and do let me know if you have any questions. You know where I am. Okay, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye. Have a lovely evening.